That's a real mountain man.
Welcome to this celebration of Sam's life. I'd like to invite you to just take a moment, a minute, and leave everything behind at the door so that we could collectively be together in behalf of this celebration of Sam's life. For many of you, you understand what I'm talking about when I say Sam was a dear friend. There are people all over the country and internationally, people that I know consider Sam a dear friend. And that's what is so amazing to me about Sam, is how he touched so many people and how so many people say, yes, Sam was my dear friend. Yes, Sam was my brother from another mother. And that is so special. That Sam left an impact on this world, and he touched our lives so deeply in so many special ways. His heartfelt presence, his authenticity, his genuineness, his caring heart, his loving spirit was so present and created such a safe space for us to be with Sam. It felt safe and so accepting to be with Sam because he never judged us and he accepted us as who we are.
In my own life, I enjoy simple things, things that aren't really too overplanned, too overthought, too overworked. And there's something in my being that just feels more comfortable in that kind of an environment. And so, we've heard the expression, keep it simple, stupid. Well, I don't like that. I would say, keep it simple, spark of the Creator. Just keep life as simple as you're able to and willing to, and see if it doesn't enhance your enjoyment of your life and others' lives and y'all's lives together. So again, if that speaks to you, good, and if not, God bless us all. And I know I've been supported and helped by so many amazing friends, co-workers, teachers, to be able to kind of lighten my load so that when we're hanging out, we can be together with authenticity and realness and still, just be simply enjoying who we are without having to fancy it up. In that sort of vulnerability of being a human being who may not always be so clear or pay such good attention. That certainly is me in my life. I've been that person many, many times in my life, but the times that I'm doing that less, those are the times that I'm happier about and feel like I'm more living an authentic life.
In regards to that, what would you like to share about the human tendency to overdiagnose ourselves or overdiagnose others?
Yeah, well, that's a mouthful. And again, it's tricky because we're each built a bit differently. And we tend to be introspective as human beings. Not all of us the same way, but that does tend to be a thing. And we tend to be very self-critical, as well as critical of others. So it kind of all fits into that same bag, where all these things can be operating and we're not even that conscious of it. It's just kind of become a default in our lives. And to me, these things that we're talking about that overcritical nature for ourselves or others is just a detractor from enjoyment and the pleasure of having a simple human life in a community with other people who, are your friends, your neighbors, your co-workers, your family, whatever, so that we can leave this life when we do, with a better taste in people's mouths than we might otherwise leave.
That's beautiful. One last thought I felt you may want to comment on is that in terms of our relationship with our higher power, which is the source of unconditional love, the source of our true self, we are never judged. It's an unconditional relationship that our source has for us. And when we realize that, we also realize we have no right to judge anybody.
Yeah, I think you said it all. Don't know that I need to elaborate on that. It's just it's a tricky one because, again, in that human experience that we have, being judgmental is kind of in the air and in the water. So I like to say, and I would often say this in the training where we were, meeting folks who are in recovery, is that we like the idea of being non-judgmental, but I know that I still have a judgmental mind, and so instead of trying to hold an unreasonable expectation of being non-judgmental, I would say, why don't we just do our best to suspend our judgments so that they don't take deep roots and then interfere with our experience in this world with other people.
So that sounds like a really good way to not be judgmental about your judgmentalness.
It's tricky, right? Yeah. Like I say, as human beings, we're interesting and cute and strange. That goes for me.
Me too, brother.
I think that, often in this world, we get messages, and in our culture, at least, one of the messages is that we're supposed to do everything that needs to be done by ourselves. And that's what makes us a quote-unquote man or quote-unquote woman, who's a real winner in this world. In my personal experience, there are just too many things that I'm way too incapable to do by myself. And one of them is forgive, so that I've been learning that I need to rely on the love of the Creator to support me to be able to forgive, and that I'm not really the one who's doing the heavy lifting. I'm just, allowing that support to do most of the work that I can then benefit from. So it's such a paradox, because we feel, both, first of all, we can't forgive because it's unforgivable. And then when we get to a place where we might begin to want to forgive, we feel like it's impossible because we don't know where to start or how to do it. And so by simply being willing to get that support, it can also come from friends and others too. But, to me, what you were calling the source of unconditional love is definitely the place where strength comes from for everything that we need. So whatever the situation is, it's always good to ask to get the support we need from the Creator, from God, from the source of unconditional love.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Something else I know you feel strongly about is